So I'm back tonight because, well, I have time to be making a video, so I will, and let's have a look at what we've got to start with. Hopefully this won't be too long, because I have a lot to do. Alright, let's have a look. In the red, we have RVK st4rk playing as the Mines, and his opponent going to be Lodger over in the green, playing as the Huns, so Maya versus Huns matchup. I have seen this, there was 2 games played, and both of them, they played Huns versus Maya, so I don't think it was random. I think that st4rk actually chose Mines, so that's kind of cool in both of them. Kind of happy with that, honestly. There's someone picking a civ other than Huns. Anyway, let's check out the map. st4rk having a gold in the back, his main one, plus this extra on here. Ball up on the hill, so that's kind of nice. And 2 sheep over here. Having this really hilly back here, though, something that we've really noticed. A cliff on the front as well, as we know, nature's little wall. And another gold over here, stone on the front, as well as his other stone here. So he's going to be having trouble getting stone, especially as Mines, actually. This is actually horrible stone placements, because they're both on the front, they've both got this hill around them, which means, of course, if the opponent does come in and feudal, or even if he decides to drush, if he's attacking downhill, he's going to have a massive advantage. So it's something you've really got to be careful. As Huns, this doesn't matter quite so much, because you're not really trying to get a castle up. However, as Mines, this is one of your priorities, because once you get those plumed archers out, you get yourself into a really good position. His berries as well aren't in the worst location. It's kind of nice. Nothing's really going to be hard to saturate. Gold isn't set up exactly nicely, but at least it's nice and condensed. This wood here is not too bad either. Don't know, he probably won't split, because I can't see him going to this one over here. But not a too bad a map, all in all. I don't think we've seen any boar steals. I don't think he's going for it the way he's scouting right now. Of course, bringing the front boar in first. And it looks like he's off to a good start. Anyway, let's go check out Lodger's map. Over here, stone in a pretty shitty location, but it doesn't really matter because he's not really trying to get stone quickly. First boar is in. Next boar up around here. That's a bit annoying, actually. st4rk could actually try and lure that one away if he wants to, but I don't think that's in his game plan. Main gold over here in the back. Going to be a little bit of a hassle as well, as hilly area here. We all know how that goes. Saying that, he's kind of got the crater going on here, which is something we see that's pretty common on Arabia. Another wood over here, plus the wood in the back. Wouldn't be surprised if he splits to here or here. Probably here is going to be the most used location, I would expect. But going to be able to do that, and going to be able to wall himself in if he wants to, extremely easy. But saying that, gonna have a little bit of trouble keeping room to expand and boom if he wants to go for that. Because generally if you go castle really quickly, the goal is to boom, not to flood knights or whatever. But it depends on what we see from him. Of course you can try and flood knights if you want, if your economy's up to it. But it's not going to be in the best situation. Stone over here, and the other gold, of course, being up over here. Then we have these 2 random golds up in the top corner, which is going to be a little bit annoying for either player, depending on how this goes. Saying that as well, it looks like st4rk's actually got a massive advantage already, and playing as Mines, of course, you do have an extra villager out, and you get that extra lasting resources, so boars are so nice. And, of course, every other resource is just so nice in this game, playing as Mines, because you just get that little bit extra, which is absolutely beautiful, especially off sheep and other things like that. Ooh, is he going to take... Well, of course he's going to be taking gold, because it's not like he's going to be able to go for scouts in feudal. But whether or not he decides to fast castle and try and bring up a castle, or if he decides to go for the feudal warfare will be the question here. I'm pretty sure with a map like this, he's going to have trouble walling, but he has gone for hunts. That kind of says that he does want to go for a fast castle, but we'll have to see how it goes. We will have to see. Barracks coming up. Actually coming up fairly early, actually. Farms, it looks like he's going to be fast castling there, but because he doesn't have enough villagers over here to sustain a 1-range production of just archers. So it kind of says he wants to fast castle, but he hasn't taken stone yet, which is interesting. So it looks like he's going to be going for archers in feudal age, and then just go straight up to crossbow, hopefully. But we'll see how it plays out. Saying that, Lodger actually taking this to wall off. I wasn't expecting him to, just because the area is going to be so small, and if he wants to put up more town centers and farms, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Going to be interesting to see what he does, actually. And saying that, Lodger only got 2 on gold right now, and only 1 farm up. So I'm interested to see what he does. Scouts, of course, is an option, no matter what, as, yep, and there we go, 21 pop, so 20 villagers, scouts, fairly well-known tactic, as we know. And saying that, bit of house walling going on over here for st4rk. Is st4rk got militia out? No wonder that barracks came up so early. Going forward with 4 militia, going up into a man-at-arms as well. Going to be a fairly strong push from him, and no way we're going to see a fast castle after that. Man-at-Arms, of course, being an absolutely great investment when you've got 4 of these guys out. Looks like he is going to push to this archery range here. Double archery from Loja, so it looks like we are going to be seeing archers from him. Of course, eventually up into cavalry archer, but Stark going to push around the side here, and he's probably going to be able to get in. What are these guys doing? He might just get in here. Hopefully with that eagle warrior, he will be able to stop a fast wall. And he's going to be able to get that villager there and potentially do some damage with these men-at-arms, actually. Archers are going to be a little bit of trouble for these guys. Eagle warrior might be able to take 1 or 2 out, depending on how well this is focused. Ooh, could lose a villager here. Looks like it's going to get away, actually. Could potentially lose some here, though, if he manages to... Ooh, he's on him. And, of course, going to be able to run away. Those archers pretty much just killing off any effect these man-at-arms and eagle warriors really could have had. But, saying that, he's getting some good harassment in here, so it's definitely not a bad play at this stage. Especially if he decides to, like, fast castle or something behind it, but I don't think that's what we're going to be seeing at all. Most likely going to be going archers, I would say. And these guys will be killed off eventually. Looks like he actually snagged a villager there. But, you know, not too bad. And there's the first, second archery range up. Has got the blacksmith up already. Fletching on the way. Saying that, no fletching for Loja, so he's definitely going to be in a good advantage here. Especially the fact that he's going skirmishes to his opponent's archers. Will either force a blacksmith or a stable up out of Loja. And of course, going for the blacksmith means that they will have range at the same amount. But they won't be any real use against skirmishers, archers that is. So it's going to be interesting. He's either going to have to sacrifice the +1 range or go for scouts. Or he's going to have to sacrifice scouts to go for +1, depending on what he wants to do here. Could be a few different options, saying that the smith's actually up over there now. So it looks like that's going to be fine. But still, hopefully he might be able to stop the +1 coming up for a while, but it's already been done. Been done over here as well, so it looks pretty good for both players right now. Stark in a really dominant position, actually, saying that with his score right now. Going to be able to up pretty soon, actually, judging by the amount of farms there. Going to be really interesting to see what he decides to do. However, he is staking out on this hill up over here, and this has actually been a massive house wall off by Stark right now. Going to be able to... Nah, he's not going to be able to take that out in time. Those guys will get through, and they will get into the economy, and will get some harass. That's pretty much normal now. It looks like these guys are being pulled back, though, because I have seen this, and that villager will be killed off. Gonna try and get back in here. However, the wall off is massive, so he's gonna have to delete a portion of his wall to get back in here right now. Saying that, looks like he could lose a few villagers here. Gonna lose one. Bringing these guys back before anything too bad happens. Just gonna get that one away there. Gonna just quickly house wall this section here. However, they could sit here on the hill and be able to do a little bit of damage. And there we go, all the villagers being moved back. Deleting all the houses here because, well, his army is there in time. They did have a small chance they could have actually been taken out. Looks like Loja is going to fight on the hill here. Ooh, don't know if it was a good or a bad decision. Saying that, he's probably locked into fighting here, so he may as well be fighting on top of the hill. Did manage to take out all his opponent's archers, which is generally a pretty good idea. Go for the archers first. They are the more expensive unit. Skirmishers, of course, being very well renowned as trash. Archers over here as well. Looks like Loja's got Stark just pretty much locked in here. He's done a pretty good job with that, actually. And of course, walling, you lose all type of map control. So he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here if he wants to advance out. Saying that, though, he does have another gold in the back here. Plus, his stone is... Ooh, saying that, I think he's walled both of his stones out. So it looks like he's not going to be going for plumed archers for a while now. Interesting, interesting, interesting. No +1 armor for you. No +1 armor for you, which is pretty much what it should be. You don't generally see +1 armor until they start advancing Castle Age, depending on how long the Feudal Age War is going to go, of course. And it looks like the skirmishes here might be enough to be able to take out all these archers, depending on positioning and micro. Looks like we're seeing an extra layer of wall come up. Stark realizing that there are troops coming in, so he will pull his villager back. Gonna quickly wall this section here off, though, with an archery range and 2 houses. Really quick walling from Stark. I'm always impressed how he's able to do this. Definitely one of his best talents. And we're looking here. It looks like he did manage to spot them with his archer over here, so he will be pushing back. Saying that, though, hopefully he doesn't get engaged anywhere around here. But if he does, hopefully he'll be at the top of the hill. I think that's the way he's looking at it. Double palisading there. Lodger already on his way up to Castle Age, halfway there. Stark only just started advancing, going to be a little bit behind. Hopefully the cavalry archer won't get up too greater numbers before he's able to get in there and do some damage. Or at least get in there with some Castle Age tech. Saying that though, I think Stark's in a pretty good position this game. Saying that Lodger has taken a massive wall off around here. I was expecting him to cut straight across here, even though that would have put his gold in danger. But he's going to have a little bit of trouble booming, I still think. Not really a lot of nice spots for town centers. Going to be forced to delete off something at any rate if he wants to. 4 archery rangers are out. And how many are we seeing for Stark? 1, 2, 3. Just 3. So it looks like Lodger will have the up on production here. Naturally, crossbow and the +2 should be the first upgrades he goes for, and then start pumping cavalry archers most likely. Ooh, elite skirmisher. That's an interesting call. But then again, this is turning into a pretty big skirmisher fest right now. Crossbow and elite skirmisher. There we go. Going to be actually really helpful here. Going to at least force the elite skirmisher out of Stark, which is kind of nice. And is he going to go cavalry archer or not? Yes he is. There we go. He's going cavalry archers, guys. Don't worry, he's Huns. Crossbows, of course, going to be pretty dangerous now. +1 has been done. +1 armor for Stark hasn't been done, so there's an interesting one there. +2 has been done for both players right now on attack and range. And Stark's still in the lead, barely right now. Might just because of those longer lasting resources that he's managing to here. Looks like the army is in favor of Stark down here, but the crossbows over in the top from Lodger are going to be doing quite a bit of damage actually once they bust in. And it looks like that's going to take a while. Well, can't do too much I guess. Archery rangers up. It's going to be interesting to see whether Stark decides to go for a fast Imperial and try and get some Eagle Warriors out and just try and just completely demolish his opponent with that. Or if he decides to try and fight it out in Castle Age. Town center coming up here. Stark not going for any more yet, which is interesting. It kind of saying that he could be fast imping off just one town center, but his resources aren't looking like it at all. Actually, lacking a lot of food to be able to do that. And crossbow only just done for him. That's an interesting one. Saying that though, he did have pretty much a mass of skirmishers out, so he wasn't really needing that at this stage. And mangonel is out for Lodger right now. Really going to force all these skirmishers and crossbows back. Definitely a good idea getting that one out if he wants to push. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going to be doing. No bloodlines yet on the cavalry archers. +2 armor has been done. That's kind of early actually for +2. But +1 for Stark has been done. And that crossbow is slowly going to get killed off. And mangonel going to go to town on these palisades. I would guess, but looks like that's not his option. There we go. Ooh, getting a few of his own units there. Got to be careful with that. And busting in, it looks like it's up to Stark to try and defend this one now. He should be able to with the power of this town center, provided the mangonel doesn't get too many good hits here. So now pulling all the skirmishers home, is losing a few villages here on the wood, and that mangonel is going to be extremely dangerous where it is now. If Stark doesn't micro, doesn't watch for a second, he can lose a few villages, and saying that, he can lose a lot of his archers as well in the same situation. And ooh, looks like he's gonna just get it. That was very close there. Saying that the skirmishers are in the back now for Stark, he should be able to clean this one up with the help of that town center, which he isn't garrisoning. But hopefully these crossbows over here will manage to trap them. Of course, having that hill advantage here going to be so huge. Going to just be able to take this one. I don't know whether it was worth it or not. He lost a lot of units in that. He lost a lot of gathering time in villages. I don't know who's on top from that attack. Honestly, Lodger lost a lot of army, but he's coming back pretty quickly. Still no bloodlines on the cavalry archers, but there's been so much lost time over here. It looks like he's actually gone to the wood in the back, which I was talking about earlier. Losing another villager there. Have we seen a university yet? No, but a third town center is up. Stark's really going to have to get on it. Looks like he has put his own university up, so I'm expecting ballistics to already have been done. Another archery range coming up, and Stark's actually starting to get in a bit of trouble, I think. Lodger is really starting to rack on the damage here, getting in, killing as many villages as he can. Those mangonels being such a pest right now, forcing the crossbows to return yet again. Good offense being the best defense in this kind of situation here. Ooh, surprised he didn't try and snipe one of these villages. Ooh, and the Eagle Warriors are out there. Only Castle Eagle Warriors meaning they have next to no real use at this stage, especially once cavalry archers are out in mass. They really need those extra armor upgrades and the elite before they can really do anything, but looks like in this case they're just picking off mangonels, which is exactly what they're good for in this age. Looks like the town center coming up in the back, as well as one here. Lodger has started to get a bit ahead due to this boom. Ooh, saying that, going double stable actually, so Bloodlines is probably being done right now. And that knight going to be a bit of an issue as well to take on. +2 armor on him already. Going to be hard for the eagles and the crossbows to deal with at this stage. Knight's really heavy unit for mains to try and deal with. Of course, spears are generally a pretty decent option, but honestly, who builds spears? And mangonels are going to be tried to take out by the eagle warriors, but cavalry archers cleaning them up really quickly. Bloodlines has been done. He has managed to take out 2 mangonels here, and should be able to deal with the rest of these cavalry archers extremely quickly. Saying that, though, the knights are going to be massed pretty soon. They're going to be at a level with this amount of crossbows is going to have trouble dealing with soon. Of course, depending on micro and positioning, but still, either way, going to be hard to deal with right now. Lodger at a 300-point lead. Don't think he's going Imperial yet. Probably worth checking. No, nowhere near. Actually, still needs quite a bit of food there. 105 population for Lodger. Stark on 105. So it's still pretty close. Looks like it will stop this market coming up. Could have been potentially putting that up to try and get to Imperial quicker. Or he could have just been running low on gold. Saying that, he's still got a little bit back here. And he's got one here as well. But like I was saying earlier, he has to expand out to these areas, which is going to make it fairly annoying. I think he's up to 4 town centers now, whereas Stark's only on the 3. Being quite a close game, actually. And Stark managing to take out quite a few villages here, and if he gets in badly, could end really badly for Stark here, saying this. Looks like a lot of his crossbows are microing it really well, so he's going to be able to take out most of these cavalry archers here. And Stark taking the lead here by massive amounts right now. After killing off those knights, he's done extremely well for himself, provided this mangonel doesn't hit too badly, only losing 4. Ooh, even more coming in for Stark right now, coming in with so many crossbows at this point, making life really hard for Lodger, actually. I don't think Lodger has enough to deal with this many crossbows right now off the bat. These mangonels land some good hits, that could be, but I really don't know right now. It's so close in so many ways. It's really going to come down to micro on Lodger's part and micro on Stark's part. If they lose too many crossbows to these mangonels, it's game over. But if Lodger loses these mangonels too quickly, it's over for him. And saying that, this should be taken out really quickly. Oh, going to take out a good hit of them there. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. And ooh, that splash damage looked like it hurt. On the hill here, fairly safe from the mangonel. Not going to take a ton of damage, not going to be able to one-hit them at any rate, and more crossbows coming in. Going to be able to kill off even more of these guys. Oh, getting stuck here, losing a big portion of crossbows here. Lodger really starting to take a lead despite this, and if that mangonel isn't dealt with quickly, it's going to be able to get one good hit on these guys and be able to take a lot of them out. As we can see, a lot of them on really low hit points right now. Saying that though, ooh, Ford Castle coming out for Lodger right now. This is actually going to be hell for Stark to deal with. If he can take out this area over here, he should be alright, but knights over here being taken out really quickly, and I have no idea what these villagers are running over here for. Looks like you might be able to take out quite a few villages with these guys, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. That castle will be coming up soon. It looks like the villagers have actually been drafted in to try and take out some of the skirmishes here. And I still can't tell which way this is going to go. It's looking heavily in the favor of Lodger right now, but if these villagers manage to get enough harass done to them, could go either way potentially here, and losing a lot on this Ford Castle actually. Saying that, the castle is up. Crossbows really need to move closer right now, and I think this might be GG for Stark. And there we go, GG from Stark, giving the game in. Really well played by Lodger in this situation. Stark doing a really good job as well, but those mangonels being absolutely crucial. No promises on when the next video will be. I'm hoping to do one tomorrow night, but I don't know, depending on how much I get done, how much I don't do, and how lazy I am. We will see. I'm already stuffed. I'm ready for bed already, and it's like 10 o'clock. Anyway, good night to all of you, and I will see you in the next video, which I don't know when will be out.